Are you a business owner that struggles with your cash flow? Are you uncertain about your numbers? Know that you are not alone. When surveyed, over 50% of business owners said that they were uncertain or unsure about their numbers. So if you're feeling that way, know you're not the only one that does. I've been a CFO for over 15 years now. And I think back to my first gig as a CFO. I remember being in the room with that business owner that very first time and looking at his financial statements and the anxiety that came up when he asked the questions, why did gross margins go down? See, I had all the head knowledge, but even despite that head knowledge, it didn't translate to knowing the story behind that financial statement. I was sweating bullets. I wasn't sure how to answer it. Thankfully, he had grace. He was willing to let me look into it and come back. And it was at that moment that I realized finances or financials, your numbers, it's so much more than that. It's about feelings, it's about emotions, and it's about having confidence that you know what you're doing. That doesn't come just from owning and starting a business. That only comes from doing the financial education that's necessary. The reality is for most business owners, they don't have the time to do this work themselves. And that's where I come in, and that's where fractional CFO work comes in. I've spent the last 15 years as a CFO to small businesses. And then I've spent the last 2+ years teaching people on social media and on my email newsletter to the tune of 200,000 people on social media, 40,000 plus on my newsletter. Been teaching them how to translate their financials to make better decisions. So if you're growing and you have banking needs and you don't know how to approach the bankers, if you have cash flow issues, if you're feeling like you're constantly running low on cash, if you don't understand what you're going to owe in taxes and the uncertainty with that, if you don't have a strategic sparring partner, someone that can hold you accountable, someone that you can talk to in depth about the business, if you don't have that, a fractional CFO might be the right person for you. I can think back to a number of businesses that we worked with. One had a line of credit that was way too small. So they were feeling constant pressure on their cash as they continued to grow that business. We worked with them in a few different banks, got them some proposals, and really were able to help them grow that line of credit and then develop cash controls around that so that they had confidence that as they grew, money would be there to help them grow. I think about the business that we helped that was really struggling with cash flow, struggling with margins. And as we looked around at their suppliers, at their vendors, at all the different people that had their hands in their money, we were able to cut their cash conversion cycle in half, which means that from the time money went out to the time money came in was cut in half. That meant that their cash balances more than doubled in less than 45 days. And that allowed them to then distribute money and then ultimately reinvest money in the business. These stories are endless. This is just the beginning, and this story can be a story that works for you as well. Thank you so much for coming to this page. If this resonates with you, if you've experienced any of these issues or other financial issues, or honestly just feel like you don't know everything you can know, book a call with me today. We won't try and sell you. We just want to try and help you. Fractional CFO work is based on trust, and we know that you have to trust us before you can work with us. We'll ask you some questions to understand where you are, where you're headed, and what we can help you do to get where you want to go. We'll look at your books and offer recommendations and an action plan, and there is no obligation with these calls. We are just here to help. If we give you that recommendation and it's a good fit and makes sense to work together, great. But if not, we've at least helped you gain a little bit of clarity around your finances. You deserve to have financial clarity in your business. That financial clarity will allow you to act with more clarity It would allow you to make better business decisions, and it will allow you to sleep better at night. Let's jump on a call. I look forward to talking and talk about what it could look like to work together. Thanks again.